Strader Show. I'm your host, Angie Strader. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I appreciate the time and I hope that you find this hour valuable. So remember, every Thursday at 8 p.m. I want you to think about this as being your time that you can kind of get away from all of the maybe network TV or the things that might bring you down a little bit. Look at this as a time to bring you up. And you know what? I heard from some viewers last week who are going to tune in tonight because they're going to bring their kids and their husband and have the whole family together, and that's our goal. We want you to come together and join as a family and get a little bit inspiration, motivation from people who are giving it back and making a difference. I'm going to go ahead and get started with our first guest, and it's Kelly Calabrese. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay, Kelly, well, welcome.
Thank you.
So Kelly is an award-winning fitness and exercise specialist. You're an author. You're a mom. You have two fabulous 8- and 9-year-old children,
yes.
Right? You've authored books. You've been doing fitness for 2 decades.
Actually, about 23 years.
23 years. So you had to be like 12.
Exactly.
12.
Good math.
Figured that out. But not only has Kelly found a way to, she has her passion in fitness, but she's also found a way to use it to give back. And I love that. And as you know, the Angie Strader Show is about finding people who are making a difference in the world and giving them an opportunity to share what it is that they're doing, how they got started in what they're doing, and how they're giving back. So I welcome you, Kelly.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Now, Kelly comes to us with a fabulous, amazing, I would say resume, but background in everything that you've done.
Well, thank you. I've been busy.
You have been busy. And so you said earlier, we were kind of talking before the show, and you said, I know you say you get up at 4:40 a.m.
I do.
So most people think, oh, you're a morning person. But you probably don't go to bed until late also, right?
I do have a long day. Ideally, I try and get to bed by 10. That's in a perfect world. But I wake up at 4:40 every day, not because I need to, but because I want to. Because at 5:30 every morning, I have anywhere between 30 and 60 women who meet me in a parking lot, in the dark, sometimes in the cold or the heat, and they want to better their lives. And that's why I wake up, because they inspire me and they motivate me. And these women, they just run the gamut. They're all ages, they're all sizes, they're all abilities. Some of them go home to handicapped children. Some of them have husbands who are in Iraq. Some are fighting the war somewhere. Some of them are disabled themselves. Some of them have disabled parents that they're taking care of. Some of them are homeschooling 5 children under the age of 11. Every one of these women has a story. There's cancer survivors. There's women who are abused. And they get up every morning, and if they're going to make an effort to become better, it starts out physically, but then the effects are just so far-reaching. And if you get a chance to see some of the testimonials on my website for the women, you can see why they absolutely inspire me to wake up every morning. And I even love, sometimes the husbands will write in and they'll say, you know what, I thought my wife was awesome before, but I don't know what you're doing at this camp. She just comes in the morning and she's in a great mood. Her posture is better, her back pain is gone, her skin is clear, her hair is shiny. She's just in a great mood, and man, yeah, she lost the 10 pounds, and that's great too, but, everything else, no more migraines, no more medicine. So it's just been wonderful to wake up and do that every morning. So I'm happy to get up at 4:40, believe it or not.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that she's built a business, a fabulous business out of doing what you're passionate about. Now, want to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
So you shared with me when we originally spoke about how you have found a way to take your passion of helping people get fit and fitness and found a way to give back. And you had some neat stories that you shared with me, and I think one of them that really stood out to me is that each first registration of the month, you give that back. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, the first registration that comes in every month, that goes to St. Jude's Hospital. That's just one of the causes that's near and dear to my heart. When a child has cancer, your heart has to go out to that. So when the first registration comes in, that's an automatic. It just goes right out to them. And then we do, there's no shortage of needy people. When you look around, there are a lot of people in need and a lot of broken people. So when I hear of something local, these ladies and men at boot camp will come together, and for example, on Thanksgiving, I did an extra class. Of course, everyone wants to burn some extra calories before the big feast. So the day before or the day after Thanksgiving, we'll do a class, and everyone just brings a sack of groceries. And then we go up to the food pantry with a sack of groceries. And they just have such a heart for giving, and of course they enjoy the workouts too. So it works out for everybody. And the food pantry is thrilled when we pull up, with an SUV just packed with bags of groceries.
So I love that you do that extra bit. You take that extra step,
Yeah.
and because it could be just a business. You could, pocket that and not give back. But I firmly believe the people who are the most successful give the most.
And and it's a universal principle, reap and sow. You're going to get back what you give. And that's, I don't give to get back, but it just happens. If you're planting seeds in people and you see a need and you have the means to fill it with your time and your talents, that's going to come back to you, and it's going to multiply what you're able to give.
I absolutely agree with that. And that's the same with the law of attraction, or the lack mentality versus the abundance mentality. I think that because people feel like they have to get every dime. I have to get it every dime. It's mine. I got to keep it. But in my life, I have found when things are the best is when I'm giving the most.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like that feeling of giving that I wouldn't trade that. That's
Right.
just such a good feeling. Jothy, are you there?
I'm here.
And he's coming up on the screen, and there you are. Well, welcome, Jothy. How are you this evening?
I'm great. I only have one regret, that I'm on Skype as opposed to right there with you.
Oh, well, we are so excited that you were able to join us at all. Now, of course, we're going to look in the background and we see what looks to be a hotel room. So could you tell us where you're calling us from tonight?
Yeah, I am in a hotel room in Florida. Yep.
And you're from Boston, I believe.
I'm from Boston, right?
Okay, so Jothy joined us tonight. He was on the we Skyped him in, and he had a flight that just barely made it. In fact, he said that it really just barely made it before he could get to us. But we appreciate you getting right to the hotel room and getting set up and joining us.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs here right now.
Well, I want to go ahead and introduce Jothy, and I think that you will find this. We were talking about, how we make a choice, and that things are going to happen to us, and it's what we decide to do with it. And I would say if anybody has really taken that to a real heart and can show us, that would be Jothy. So Jothy is the author of the book, Who Says I Can't? Now, those of you who know me know that I do like to write and highlight and flag stuff in my book. So yes, I have been going through the book. It's an amazing, amazing book. Jothy is this is what I remember seeing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong of how to say it, but Jothy is one man with one leg, one lung on a mission. Does that kind of explain it a little bit?
Sure, yes.
You like that? Okay, so Jothy is an endurance athlete. He has done the Pan Mass bike ride, which is a 192-mile bike ride 7 times.
Wow.
7 times with one leg and one lung. And we're going to find out exactly why Jothy has one leg and one lung in a little bit.
Yeah.
But he also 16 times, is that right? You swam the Alcatraz to San Francisco swim, Jothy?
Correct. Yes.
16 times?
Yep. In 2 months, it's going to be number 17.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then you do this, most of what you do is you raise money for charity along the way.
Yeah.
All right. I love that. I love that. You're so driven. Is that a natural spirit for you? Were you born with that spirit?
Well, that's a really good question, and I don't have a good answer to that because I feel like I was kind of a normal kid growing up. We played sports down, in the neighborhood, and there were some things I like to describe. I was willful. I mean, there was a time when I was mad and broke every window in my room. But don't all kids do that at some point?
I don't know. Maybe not. But I think you had reasons to be mad.
I was mad. But anyway, as long as I can remember, I've been pretty driven. But I think a lot of that may have come out of necessity from all of this happening.
Well,